And we're back here in the studio talking about Sony and their smartwatch, new smartwatch they dubbed the Smartwatch 2 has come out, and they're talking about how they're going. This watch is going to be better than last year's iteration, because as you know, if anybody here has seen last year's iteration of their smartwatch, you know that it wasn't very good. Software problems let them down, and it just wasn't a very good product. So Sony now went back to the table, and they're saying that their new smartwatch not only is improved in terms of software, but it comes with NFC. So you can have one touch pairing with any Android phone, not just Sony Xperia, their line of phones, any Android phone. Higher resolution display with better sunlight visibility, so looking at it outside won't be won't kill you. Better battery life, an improved user interface, and more pre-installed and recommended apps. So they're saying not a lot of bloatware, real apps that you can use. Now the Smartwatch 2's touchscreen has been bumped up, because remember, Sony didn't release too much information, but we got the information here. The Smartwatch 2 touchscreen display has been bumped up in size to 1.6 inches. A few features a slightly more dense pixel resolution. 220 by 176 is the pixel resolution for the little screen, the 1.6 inch screen. Now the size increase does wonder for the device's appearance. Gone is that big obtrusive bezel that was on that last Sony watch. I mean, the bezel just took up all the screen. This one is a nice slick, very thin bezel around the edge of the screen. The device is now IP57 rated for water resistance. They said light water resistance, and Sony claims that its improved battery life is the longest of any smartwatch ever. And when it comes time to recharge the battery, you no longer have to deal with Sony's silly proprietary cables that they had before. The Smartwatch 2 charges over standard micro USB. Standard, no weird cable that you have to buy. If you have a standard micro USB charger at the house, then you already have a charger for this watch. The rubber wristband has been swapped for a high quality stainless steel version. While the Smartwatch 2 retains the original aluminum construction on its body, you can also swap the band for any standard 24mm strap. So while improvements found in the Smartwatch 2's hardware will certainly be appreciated, our biggest complaint here at Tech Pulse when we talked about that original smartwatch was in the interface and usability department. I mean, the interface was just horrible. So Sony hopes to rectify the difficulties that was in that first smartwatch, the pairing with devices, the NFC features. You just have to tap the watch to pair it with any Android phone, and it has a revamped UI, and it said to more closely mimic the Android UI on the smartphone. So, it won't be so obtrusive switching from watch to your smartphone. So let me go ahead and show you. We showed you a picture of this thing, and they are saying that they are going to release this thing for 199 euros, which probably means it's going to be $199 here in the States as well. So not the $99 price point we were hoping for here at Tech Pulse, but still, it's better than $300. We just have to see. It all boils down to the functionality of this thing. I mean, if it's going to be good in the functionality department, it's really going to work well, then people will pay the $199 for the watch. But if it's just going to be a hindrance, like we said yesterday, nobody's going to pay any money for that. So let me just show you Sony's little commercial that they came out with for this smartwatch. Nothing much, but it's worth seeing. Right here, here we go. There you go. They're saying this one craftsmanship. Look at the logo, the little Sony. That's the screen. 1.6 inch screen, looks nice and colorful. You know, they're saying that this watch is not just for the geeks. This watch is going to be classy. This watch is for the business executive. This watch is for the person on the go, not just the computer geeks out there that just want a latest toy. They're saying that this watch is for the executives. Polished silver, stainless steel, not silver, polished stainless steel, glass that I don't know if it's made from that Gorilla Glass, you know, but nice small bezel, beautiful color screen, 220 by 160 pixels in terms of the resolution. So you're looking at a very beautiful screen, very beautiful watch. They're saying this thing is going to be a game changer, you know, for smartwatches. So we just have to see. We have to see if Sony can live up to their, claims right here with that smartwatch. Now, speaking of Sony and other people, there is a company that has decided to release, and I have to say that this is just, to me, something that if you see it out there, buyer beware. They are this company called, I can't even pronounce the name, but according to Engadget, a company called Seiki launched a 39-inch 4K TV set for just $699, and they expect a 65-inch model to hit store shelves by fall. Now, if you thought Seiki's 50-inch 4K TV was affordable, you haven't seen anything yet. The company is releasing a 39-inch 4K set before the end of this month, June, for $699 with pre-orders at Sears starting tomorrow.
Which company?
Which company that's selling the set, or something that came out? The Seiki. It's S-E-I-K-I. That's the name of the company that made it.
Who are they?
Nobody knows. They're obviously a Korean type, I wouldn't say Korean, but Asian company. And in Sears, you can pre-order this set right now. Well, tomorrow you can pre-order it for $699. The screen probably won't compete with the top-tier rivals, but it's hard to disagree on that price of $699. Now, here's where buyers have to beware. Remember, when you're talking about 4K, matter of fact, I went into Best Buy the other day, and they had a 55-inch 4K set, and exactly what I said is what happened. They had a 55-inch 4K, and remember, if you watch Tech Pulse, you know that I've said that in order for 4K to look noticeably different than 1080p, the screen size has to be at least 55 to 65 inches, preferably 65 inches, which is why those TVs are $6,000, $8,000, because they have to come in the biggest sizes for anybody to truly notice the high definition qualities of 4K. Any lower than that, the resolution of the TV being smaller is naturally going to look sharper. So when I went into Best Buy, they had this image on their screen. It was all red. I don't know why they thought somehow blasting your eyes with red would make it look more high definition, but it didn't. It just looked red. You know what I'm saying? And it was a 55-inch 4K set, and they blasted that red right in. I mean, you looked like you was in somebody's heart. You know what I'm saying? Well, how red that thing was. And they were like, this is 4K. And I said, if that's 4K, I don't want it. Because at 55 inches, you cannot discern the difference between 1080p and 4K. Your eyes will not see it. So don't jump around and think that a 39-inch TV set for $699, oh man, I got 4K. You're not going to see a difference. The only reason to get that 4K set is if you have a CRT TV right now that you're watching. If you have a CRT TV that you're watching, then go out and get that 4K set for $699. But if you don't have a CRT TV, if you already have a 1080p TV, you're watching Blu-ray, do not buy a 4K set that's less than 65 inches. I'm telling you, you will not see the difference in clarity because the resolution is just not there in the smaller sets. Minimum 55 inches, minimum. You can't go below that. If you go below that, you're not going to be happy with your purchase because you're not going to be able to see the difference in resolution because the screen size is smaller, and the smaller the screen, the tighter the resolution, and 1080p resolution and 4K resolution start to blur in sizes below 55 inches. So even though you can pre-order this set at Sears starting tomorrow for $6.99, I'm telling you, if you do, just understand when you get it home, don't expect to be blown away. You know, because if you go into Best Buy right now, they have that a 4K 55-inch set, and that thing, all they have on it is like roses, strawberries, and they turn up the red in this thing to where it looks super red, but it doesn't look super clear. It just looks red. You know, and it looks like any good high-definition 1080p TV, but they're saying this is 4K, and I'm saying, well, if that's 4K, you know, you can keep it. You know, because you have to have the bigger sizes for 4K to really take effect. So don't run out to the stores to get this $6.99. Yes, it's cheap in price, and yes, you might be able to go out and now get 4K content movies, but you're not going to see a difference in clarity. It's as simple as that. You don't take my word for it. Hey, that's cool. Go out and buy that 4K set, and then when you get it home, you're going to be disappointed if you already have a 1080p high-definition TV already. If you don't, then you might see a difference. But if you do, I would recommend getting that 4K set. Now, we're up against another break, but coming up after this break, we're going to have the demonstration. We're going to show you this liquid polymer that's supposed to be able to protect all of your electronics. This thing is made by a company called Never Wet. They created a water repellent that's able to protect your electronics from water damage. I mean, if you've been looking to get that hard case or that waterproof casing, just hold on. Let's check this demonstration out. These two cans right here is the product right here. We went out and bought this thing in the DML studios, in the Pulse E-Media studios. We are right now. We bought this product to see if it works, and we're going to put it to the test coming up right after the break, right here. So stay tuned right here on Tech Pulse to see if this thing really works. We'll be right back.